Welcome back to 254 The Show. Today we have a very, very special treat for you. We're one-on-one with Wyre the Love Child. Please watch the interview. Let us know what you think. It is something that you've never seen before. Thank you guys. This is part one of the interview.
What's up?
So, how are you doing?
Good to hear.
It's a pleasure. It's an honor. It's been a long time coming. We appreciate you on the show.
Thanks. Thanks for
Thank you
having
very
me.
much. So, please tell us, what are you doing in the States? Why are you here?
Came to chill.
Hey, really? Well,
No, anyway, I came to tour. I was nominated for the African Awards in two categories: Best Dancehall Artist in Africa and Best East African Artist. Then I had a couple of series of shows to act. So I decided let me come chill in Richmond for like a week
Okay.
before I go back home.
okay. You said AFIMA Awards?
African Awards, the African Music Magazine Awards.
Gotcha. Speaking of awards, how many awards have you won during your vast musical career, beginning with Necessary
It's
Noise?
quite a number, but one of my favorite awards of all time was the International Reggae Awards
Okay.
for Best New Act. So I was up against some serious heavyweights. I managed to come up over.
Was that in Africa or was it in Kenya or Africa?
It was held in Miami, and,
Okay.
and it was last year, early last year.
Last year.
Yeah.
Okay. So early last year is when you had Pia.
Yes,
Right.
actually, shortly after the awards is when I went to Jamaica to shoot the video. Yes, so, it was an interesting experience, my first time there.
Interesting as in.
Well, for being a reggae and dancehall artist
Okay.
outside Jamaica, it's always been my dream to travel to the island and see what the vibe is. And I had a performance, acoustic showcase at Top Golf Studios, and they dubbed it "Conversations from Nairobi to Kingston." So,
Tafkon Studios, that's a very, it's famous for me. I mean, I've never been there, I've heard a lot of artists being there or recording there, including Snoop.
well, when if you look at the reggae history, I'm sure all money in the way is recording too. all their offsprings coming
Yeah.
out, and for me to get a chance to be in the same studio, man, it was very humbling. I give thanks.
Speaking of humbling, you've been here for a few days and you've met a couple of people. Everywhere I just hear something totally different. You know, you're not as stuck up as people thought you were, or you're not, you don't have an entourage, or you don't have, whatever it is. What is it that makes you so humble? What is it that makes you want to relate to people like that?
First of all, I don't take it for granted that I've been in the industry for close to 20 years.
20 years?
20 years. So I've seen a lot of artists come in and leave again, but I'm still here. And I give thanks to the fans. I mean, they're the ones who make us. They're the ones who call the stations and request for songs. They're the ones who vote for us during the awards. They're the ones who tell the DJ, man, please play that tune again. I love that song. So I don't take it for granted. Anybody wants to hang out with me or take pictures with me or me to sign an autograph, I'll do it.
Okay.
For sure.
Now, speaking of songs, what is your favorite song? I heard a rumor,
Yeah.
don't quote me on this,
Yeah.
I heard a rumor that you have a very special attachment to Uprising.
Yes.
But besides Uprising, I want to know what other song is one of your favorites and why Uprising is so special to you.
I love Uprising because it's very close to my heart because I wrote it again when we were going through a very rough time in the country after the post-election violence. And I put my feelings on pen and paper, and that's what came out. And I think the youth really connected to that song because they felt very used during that period, and it got them thinking. It's a high time that we took a stand and let our voice be heard.
Okay, it's very impressive. And let's kind of double back a little bit. You said you've been in the industry for about 20 years. How the heck is that possible? And you're coming out with hit after hit after hit. I mean, your last new song that was out, I had everybody listening to it.
Yeah.
You know, how?
I'd say one of the things I really like doing is listening to my consumer, my fans. Anytime I'm signing a photograph and somebody's mother is telling me that thank you for doing songs that I can listen to my whole family. You know what I mean? That means a lot, and I've gone thinking if I want to have music that cuts across the whole scope, you know, from young kids to the older generation. You know? And one thing artists keep on forgetting is that the consumer is changing. Your fans 10 years ago have probably moved on and grown and matured, and you know, trends have changed. So you need to change as an artist, you know what I mean, as well, and keep up with the times.
Speaking of changing as an artist, you are, I think, the only pioneer that has a hit. I mean, literally. I'm speaking of, well, I wouldn't say, but several other artists that were there 10 years ago, and as hot as you are now 10 years ago, we don't hear them. They have nothing new. I mean,
well, there's, I don't know. Like I said, I give thanks to my fans. You know what I mean? I've always wanted to be like a trendsetter. You know what I mean? I believe the more you are a trendsetter, the longer you last in the game. If you're used to riding on what's hot at the moment, you will die with the current trend. Whatever's the trend at that time, it's going to die with you.
now, since you say that you like to be a trendsetter, quote unquote, trying to be already are okay. Clothing wise, are you doing anything? Do you have a clothing line? Do you have anything out? Or, you know, how do you dress yourself? Who dresses you? What do you decide to wear when you go on stage and such?
I have a clothing line known as Wyre Clothing. Actually, in the video for Bring Back the Noise,
Okay.
it was easier I rock one of the t-shirts.
Okay.
But that's basically for me to connect with my fans, because the demand was there for a while.
Okay.
In terms of what I wear on stage, I rock whatever, man. Whatever feels good.
Okay.
Whatever I wake up and feel like wearing on stage is what I rock. As long as it's comfortable on stage and you know, makes you feel good.
Okay. Now, you mentioned Bring Back the Noise,
Yeah.
right? Is that your latest Necessary Noise song?
Yes, it was a comeback single from Necessary Noise.
Okay.
We recorded it in Nutshell Records. I started my label. And yeah, me and Nas, the fans have really asked us, come on, when you guys, you know, bringing back the noise.
So,
Necessary Noise. So we decided, you know, let us do a single. And this is what came out.
So is this a one-hit wonder for the comeback of Necessary Noise, or do you have something else planned for it?
There's a lot more coming out, but it's just that we're both busy trying to push our solo projects.
Okay.
Nas has been traveling the whole world.
Yeah.
I myself likewise. So at times it's hard to pin us down, you know, get us in the studio together.
Now, speaking of solo projects, you haven't had an album in about since 2009, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the last album I dropped in 2009.
Okay.
Ever since it's just been singles coming out. But this year, finally, I'm dropping my third studio album.
Okay.
I don't have a title for it
Can you tell us a little bit about your album, the inspiration, you know, where you got your inspiration for this third album, just a little bit.
I've been trying to conquer the outside market, outside Kenya market for quite some time now, and I've been doing a lot of traveling as well. So I made a habit of trying to make good links everywhere I travel. You know, meet up with the artists. If I can hit studio with them, even better, because I'm trying to spread my fan base further and further.
Okay.
So there's going to be a lot of international collaborations on it, both in Africa and outside Africa. There's a lot more experimental. I fooled around with some EDM as well. So there's a couple of different styles in the album that we haven't had to do before, and really looking forward to see the outcome.
Speaking of, have not heard, you know, like you're saying it's going to be a different sound of sorts, so to speak. You have Love Child Records.
Yeah.
Have you signed anyone to Love Child Records?
Yes, I've signed on three artists right now. The first artist I signed on is called Verbo, the dancehall artist. Second artist I signed on is called IT, the hip hop artist. And the third one is Bila, is bongo flavor artist from Arusha.
So you produce the songs? Do you personally produce their songs, their music?
Yeah, I do. What I do is I've had a producer in my studio. So what I do is I do the creative direction, and I've got one or two producers who work at the same studio. There's Ibra and there's Diddy.
Now, I'm trying to get a hold of your clothes line, your clothes or your CDs. How do we gonna, how do we get that?
You can check out my website. My website is www.wyre-music.com. You can buy my music and merchandise online.
Sasa, watatumia nyuma hizo 20 years. Dago.
Ditches.
Hey,
Ditches for life.
Dago for life, eh? Ebu niambie, what was your inspiration? Because I remember nikisikia my story here and there, talking to you, actually you wanted to become an artist, Sita like Allah, dude, and you want to live off of this. How did you get from that at that particular time where there are no artists at all living off their music and you actually living off of it and seem to be doing pretty good?
I remember a lot of people used to look at me funny singing in high school. Like, dude, you sing too much. Kind of thing. And I'm like, what do you mean I sing too much? This is what I want to do in my life. I mean, music is my life. And I said it has to work. At that point, when I was clearing high school, the best producer in Kenya was Ted Josiah.
Yes.
And I said to myself, if I'm not going to work with Ted, I'm not going to work with anyone.
How did you get?
So I put together a demo, me and my friend. He was management at that point, and worked on the demo. At that point, I was still doing my studies. I was studying mass communication, and one day we went with him. We dropped off the demo at the studio, and we left. So we just left it in God's hands.
Okay.
Funny enough, 2 weeks after, I got a call from Ted. Right, I'll come to the studio and let's see what's up. I want to have to talk with him. And at that point, Ted was working. And he had made such a high impact. He had just cleared working with Hearthstone. He was working with Kalamashaka and Nikki at that point. So he had done really big things for the music industry back then. So when he called me to the studio, he was like, one of my boys called Patrick, and he was like, I listened to your demo, and I've never told any of my artists this ever, so don't go big. So I love your demo, it was tight. So I'm I'm trying to keep it gangster. Inside I'm doing backflips.
I was just going to ask you that,
I'm like, yo, this is Ted that time was like Diddy. Or something.
I know.
to us. So yeah, it was a humbling experience. And from then on, we started working with him, and here we are.
Now, was that meeting with Ted the birth of Necessary Noise?
No. That meeting, after that meeting, we started working on my solo stuff.
Okay.
Now the thing is, Nazizi herself was recording at the same studio, and that's how we got to meet. And one day she was like, I like your style, your R&B dancing thing. I told her, yeah, I like your hip hop style. So we talked to Ted and we asked him, can we do a song together with us? So we started working on the single, and Ted kept on vibing, and he was like, you know what, this song needs like an English rap. What can we get? And that's Nazizi knew Bamsi from we grew up together.
Okay.
And she brought him to the studio. He flowed for Ted, and Ted liked it. So that's how the first single Plant came out.
I remember it.
Yeah.
Now, let's switch this up a little bit.
Yeah.
You're married, as we all know. How did you meet your lovely wife?
The weird thing is that I was signing an autograph for his sister. She brought me an autograph to sign for his sister. So, and it happened twice. First time So I didn't like,
Okay.
it's fine. Anyway, so next time we met was like a couple of weeks or months after,
Okay.
and she still brought me an autograph for her sister.
So, in her mind,
Yeah.
I'm thinking she was trying to get your attention as well.
No, I don't know. I don't know, maybe it's just fake. Maybe we're just meant to meet. Because how do you just meet twice randomly? You know what I mean? So, I think after that second autograph, so we start talking.
How much influence does she have in your music?
A lot. Some of the songs I've written from experiences I've been through.
Okay.
And I'd say having a family keeps you grounded. And I've seen a lot of artists really get lost in this game. Because, I think if you don't have principles in this game, you get very lost. So family keeps you grounded, keeps you focused. When you have extra mouths to feed in the house, it keeps you more, keeps you on the grind. You want to excel in what you do.
You say extra mouths. Is there anybody else in your family that you
I've got a son,
person?
4 years.
4 years old. Okay.
That's my pride right there. To enjoy.
Good for you. Only time I've seen your wife in any of the music videos is with Jonah. You know, where you were like drawing and everything. You know, and
It's stressing me out.
Yeah, I know, right? You're like
Coming out
throwing the
right.
pencils and everything. So, why has it been this many years before we've actually seen your wife in any, in the work that you do?
I prefer to keep my private life out of my life. I spend my whole life in front of cameras in the limelight. So the one thing you have to run back to is your family. So and that's why I really value invitation. Shield that away. I can take the heat from critics and everything, but I'd rather shield my family.
I know you have close friends. Some you've known for 20 plus years, such. How do you maintain that friendship with you being as big as an artist as you are? How do you maintain that friendship and closeness between your friends?
Close friends, I don't have too many. Like a handful.
Why is that?
I don't know. I think maybe because of my work schedule,
Okay.
it gets pretty hectic. The creative world is very demanding, especially you find half the time that we have to be on tour, and everybody else is at home not working. I work in weekends doing my shows, I travel in times you're in the studio at night, so it gets kind of crazy. Your schedule is very weird, the creative world. And so it's hard to get people around your circle who have the same kind of schedule. So I have very few friends. But those few friends around me who really know me like inside out. And that's what you need. You need real people around you. Somebody who's not scared to tell you, oh, that song is whack. You know what I mean? Instead of everybody telling you, oh, your song is tight, then because you're a certain artist. But I need real people around me. That's what I like.
Yeah.
That's what keeps you grounded, keeps you going, and makes you do well in life.
In your last album, 10 Years Later, there's one song I told you I particularly like.
Yeah, right.
The techno stuff that you did.
Oh, what, every day?
Yeah, I didn't particularly, feel it at the time.
Every time.
How did you take that when I expressed that to you?
No, I mean, listen, you can't please everybody in this industry. So, funny enough, for some people that's like their favorite song.
Yes.
But I respect people's different tastes, and like I said, I listen to everybody's comments. So the fact that you didn't like it, that's also important.
Yes.
So I don't take it negatively. I mean, I take every comment that I get to make me a better artist. Yeah.
Now, Love Child. How did you come up with that name? Why Love Child? And
I'm so tired of answering this question. But anyway, for the 13th time, 1300th time, we used to have burnout sessions in high school. After prep time, people used to gather around my desk And then my desk mate used to take out his spoon.
Hold on. 3M.
3S.
3S.
3S, 4S. My desk mate used to move his spoon and play beats on his desk. So all the rappers and all the streamers used to come around my desk. And everybody wanted to see who's the best rapper in the school. And I'm the only one. So everybody was, used to come through, hardcore and trying to be, the hardest rapper. And I'm the only guy who used to sing and sing love songs. I had a whole book full of love songs. So everybody used to say, this ladies man, lovey-dovey child. So it's stuck.
Love child.
Where is love child? That's how I came up.
Well, it's been a pleasure, more than a pleasure, to have you on my show.
Finally, I'm on the show.
I know, finally, after
Check it out on YouTube.
And looking forward, as you said, you know, your new project. Looking forward to hearing what you have on there. I'd love to sample those said different sounds that you have.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear it and critique you, quote unquote.
Yeah.
You know. But other than that, I mean, it really is an honor.
That is real.
Wazi.
Oh, yeah.
So, cheers, man. Thanks.
Tell them not to lose hope in life, now you see. Your whole life you've been talking